candidates, their supporters and their families, thank you for stepping up and contributing to our democracy in such a positive way. Thank you. Now, today on a very personal level, it's a great honor to be standing here on this stage to nominate one of my best friends, the Honourable Jason Kenney, for leader of the Progressive Conservative Party of Canada. Issues in our country, with compassion, with sincerity, and with integrity. Jason is one of the hardest working people I know. And when he told me that he was leaving Ottawa to come home to Alberta to seek the leadership of the party and to promote the unity of Conservatives, I knew that he had his heart in the right place. He is doing it for the thousands of families that are unworked in this province. Free enterprise Albertans under a single, broad, diverse, and open tent. Jason's unity plan seeks to reconstitute that same broad, successful coalition. Jason cannot do it alone. Unity is on the ballot today, and we are going to make history in this province. So, friends, I am so honored to nominate my good friend Jason Kenney for leader of the
Today feels like spring in Alberta. Today we are beginning the hard work of restoring hope for hardworking and challenged Albertans. Today we send a message to our fellow citizens. If they are struggling, if they're going through a time of adversity, that hope and help is on the horizon. Thank you so much to my dear friend, Ronna, one of my very best friends in all of my years of public service, both politically and personally. I'm so proud to call Ronna a friend, but I have a confession to make. I was proud to support Ronna to, in fact, I think help to recruit her to be the interim leader of our federal party. But I have to say I now regret doing so. Because instead, I wish she was running to be the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. What a great Alberta woman. Friends, Ronna just reminded us of why unity is better than division. 15 years ago, we had two federal Conservative parties who were hopelessly locked in a war of attrition. And had that war continued, the result would have been permanent Liberal governments. But Canadians told us to get over our small differences and to reunite the national Conservative family. And you know who helped us to make that happen? It was people in this room. Alberta Progressive Conservatives helped to pave the path to federal Conservative unity. Our late great leader, Ralph Klein, and by the way, do I ever miss Ralph? Don't we all miss Ralph? Ralph was the keynote speaker at the United Alternative Conference that paved the way for federal Conservative unity. His effort was supported by almost every member of the Alberta PC caucus, many of whom are with us here today. I see my friend Stockwell Day, just one of many. And Ralph said at that conference that, quotes, "The United Alternative already exists in my own PC party. About a third of the members are federal reformers, about a third are federal PCs, we even have a couple of federal liberals," he said, "and about a third have no federal affiliation. At the end of the day," Ralph told us, "we're able to come together and to look at the big picture. I think a united conservative movement can do precisely that." He went on to say, "I urge you, do not allow your deliberations this weekend to focus on what divides you or on battles lost long ago. Your task this weekend is not to debate history, but to make history." Let's listen to Ralph. Let's listen to Ralph. Let's listen to Ralph. Let's not debate history this weekend. Let's make history for Alberta. Thanks in part to the support of this party, Stephen Harper and Peter MacKay were able to bury the hatchet, to move beyond bitterness and recrimination, and to create the Conservative Party of Canada. They had the courage to focus on the future instead of being stuck in the past, on what united us and not what undivided us. Their unity agreement was endorsed by 95% of grassroots members, and together we created a big free enterprise party that won 3 national elections, becoming the longest serving Conservative government since John Macdonald in the 1800s. And by the way, we've got almost the entire federal Conservative caucus here today, and I think we'd say to them, we were a darn good government too. That is a party that has won on average 2/3 of the votes and over 90% of the federal seats in Alberta since its creation 13 years ago. A party which in October of 2015, our toughest campaign in a decade, won 29 of 34 Alberta seats, 60% of the popular vote, and 1.2 million Alberta votes. 1.2 million. That's 3 times more than Progressive Conservatives won just 5 months earlier, and 400,000 more votes than were cast for PCs and Wild Rosers combined. Just think about that, friends. 400,000 free enterprise Albertans who came out to support the merged, unhyphenated Conservative Party of Canada, who didn't bother showing up for either provincial Conservative Party just a few months earlier. So friends, now is a time for us to be honest with one another. One of the reasons we lost that election is because, let's be honest, many in the public believed that our party had grown arrogant. And arrogance happens when you stop listening to others, when you start telling them what to think. Well, I believe those 400,000 missing Conservative voters were sending us a message. They were telling us that they are disenchanted with a decade of division. And so I am here with a simple message. It is, at its heart, a message of humility. And humility means that sometimes you have to stop talking and start listening. 3/4 of our party's voters have told pollsters consistently in the last year that they want us to bury the hatchet and to put the province ahead of party and to unite. To ignore them, to tell that they're wrong, to say that it's more important to protect our party's past than to secure our people's future would be arrogance and not humility. So I say, let us take the path of humility. Now, friends, I honestly understand that there are many here who have profound anxieties about the prospect of unity. I respect them. I respect their voices, their hard work, their volunteer devotion to this party, just as I respect the great legacy of the PC party that helped to build modern Alberta. And that is why I am not seeking today a mandate to impose change on this party. To the contrary, I am seeking a mandate to empower every member of this party, whether they support the concept of unity or not, by empowering every single grassroots member to make this decision through a democratic referendum, because this critical decision about our province's future is too important to be made by a leader, a caucus, or a board, or even the good people in this room. It must be made by tens of thousands of grassroots progressive conservatives. Participate in that debate and reflect it in their vote. But please do not deny the right of our grassroots members to decide our future together. So let's be clear about what I'm proposing. Nothing less and nothing more than reuniting the coalition that existed in this party for the better part of 4 decades, that gave good government to Alberta for 4 decades before that coalition split into. Between two parties that are voting together 90% of the time, for each other's amendments nearly 100% of the time, and who do not disagree on a single major issue in Alberta politics today. You know, this reminds me of what Ronald Reagan used to say. He said that a person who agrees with me 80% of the time is an ally, not a 20% enemy. And Ed Koch, the great colorful New York mayor Ed Koch, put it perhaps more colorfully. He said, if you agree with me on 9 of 12 issues, vote for me. If you agree with me on 12 of 12 issues, see a psychiatrist. Or as St. Augustine of Hippo said, in essential things, unity, in non-essential things, diversity, and in all things, charity. Friends, what we are talking about is a big, broad, tolerant, diverse, free enterprise coalition. A big tent, not a pup tent. The kind of coalition. And it has to be bigger. It only starts with bringing together current progressive conservatives and the former progressive conservatives that we call wild rosers. It only starts with that. But it has to be bigger than that. We must reach out with intention and purposefully to new Canadians, new Albertans, to young Albertans, to union members who may have voted NDP in the past but are disenchanted with a government that is jeopardizing their jobs. We need to reach out to fiscally conservative liberals, urban and rural Albertans, to people of all backgrounds and walks. I know something about this because for 10 years I had the privilege of leading an effort for the Conservative Party of Canada that managed to double our support amongst new Canadians. I am talking about a contemporary version of the Lougheed or Klein coalitions, a provincial version of the Conservative Party of Canada, or an Alberta version of the BC Liberal Party. I don't like the name so much. Or the party led by the Premier who is standing up for Alberta, Bradwell, Saskatchewan Party. And this coalition of unity must be a party that is animated by a conservatism of the heart, a conservative coalition that understands our number one focus is to help people develop their God-given potential to be a voice for the underdogs of our society, for those who live at the margins. We must be the party that speaks to and for single moms and people who are struggling to get into the labor market, for our First Nations people, for new Albertans who are struggling to integrate. We must be their champion. Now, some amongst us say that there's not enough time to do this in the 27 months that rest between now and the May 2019 election. My response is this. We managed to put together the unhyphenated Conservative Party of Canada in 10 months, and we did that across 10 provinces, 3 territories, 2 houses of parliament, 2 official languages, 10 times more people. If we can do that in 10 months, we can do it in Alberta. There's too many risks and too many challenges and obstacles. And I say to them, since when did we Albertans look for excuses not to do something important? This is the can-do province. This is the can-do province. This is the province where if we see an obstacle, we figure out a way to overcome it. And that's what we're going to do in Reuniting Alberta. Our future is counting on us. In this week's NDP budget, they have mortgaged our future $70 billion in debt. And we owe it to future generations to get this right starting today. Because, united, we will get Alberta back on the right track. United, we will restore this great province as a beacon of hope and opportunity for generations to come. United, we will struggle, and united, we will emerge, as in the words of our province's motto, strong and free. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and God bless Alberta.
Let's give all of the candidates a great round of applause for their campaign this last few months. We made it. Shortly, all the elected delegates will be able to vote once the voting stations open. They're just finalizing the upgrades for the alternates, so bear with us. Once all the voting is done, 3 p.m. sharp, we will convene back in here shortly thereafter to announce the results. Thank you, everyone. Go vote as soon as the doors are open. Thank you very much.